Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Live from somewhere in Nepal in the Himalayas, this is Wisdom of the Sages, a daily spiritual podcast with your host Raghunath and co-host and senior educator at the Bhakti Center in New York, Kaustubha Das, who's live in Vrindavan. Welcome to the show. This is episode 1465. Today is November 11th, 2024.
Nice.
Good morning, everybody.
Give all kind of information here.
Oh, Kaustubha, it's dark now. If you could see out our window, it's magnificent. We are perched high on the top of some Himalayan mountain. When the clouds clear, you can see Fishtail, the famous Himalayan peak. You can see
Old Fishtail.
Annapurna 2 or Annapurna 1. I'm not sure. How many Annapurnas are?
7.
Annapurna 7. There's like 7 peaks of Annapurna. They're all like magnificent. And everybody just did a yoga class led by Melissa today. We had kirtan. Cody's doing tons of kirtan. Cody's very empowered kirtan leader.
Yeah.
Cody's mom listens. Cody's mom, Cynthia, is on the show today and on Zoom, keeping tabs on her.
A few more nice things about Cody, but
Yeah. And we're winding down. We have a big day of hiking, trekking tomorrow, and about maybe 5 or 6 hours up and down, and real breathtaking hike yesterday. Incredible, like rivers, giant bridges, waterfalls, hot springs, jungle birds, suspension bridges.
nice.
Yeah. Yaks, caves. No, just kidding. No caves, but I could probably caves out there. I just didn't see any. Anyway, it's been really nice. Tons of kirtan all the time. And I tell you that it gets me every time we start a kirtan. The Nepalese, they just come out of everywhere and just sit with us and sing with us and dance with us. And they have like such a heart for kirtan. It's so inspiring to see them inspired. Such a heart for kirtan. None of them can keep rhythm. That's for sure. They're clapping off rhythm, but their heart is what counts.
I mean, they grew
I
up
like
up there in
this
the mountains.
concept that Krishna doesn't hear your rhythm. Krishna doesn't hear your tone. Krishna hears the heart. Right? So, I got an announcement for you, Kaustubha. How are you first?
Little low energy today, but very happy to be in the Dham. Happy to be in
Low
Govardhan.
energy in Vrindavan. You know, there's always that feeling in Vrindavan, like I could get sick real quick. You know,
Yeah, I'm on the edge.
You ever get-
You know,
Okay,
like
take
I'm not. There's no serious symptoms, but I just I feel like I should be crawling into bed soon.
take care of yourself. See what I'm drinking here? Hot tea with the
Nice.
crazy
America.
mad honey in it.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding. We're not drinking the mad honey.
Not
Just
during
hot
the show.
tea, hot ginger
during-
tea.
Not during the show.
I think you
please.
should be drinking some ginger tea because it'll
Okay.
help you with your snuffles.
I don't have.
Anyway,
sniffles.
I have an announcement, sir.
Yeah.
Join me. As soon as I get back, I hit the ground running and I'm flying to Pittsburgh for a here's what's happening. November 22nd at Sangha Yoga in Beaver, Pennsylvania with Andrea Kay, her yoga studio. I'm doing a book signing and I'm doing a yoga class. And November 23rd at Zeb's studio, the Yoga Factory in Pittsburgh, I'm doing a yoga workshop, little mini training. And then that evening on the 23rd, I'm doing a kirtan. And that's right near Zeb's studio, but I can't think of where it is. I don't have the info on that yet.
There's
but,
someplace downtown. That
Someplace downtown, right near Zeb's.
avant-garde neighborhood.
Doing a kirtan.
Kinda,
Yeah. Pittsburgh's cool.
All right.
So looking forward to that.
Great.
Any other announcements, Miss Mara?
It's Wear Your Merch Monday today.
Oh, yeah.
Help us promote.
Whoops.
We had Cody and Saraswati rocking Wisdom of the Sages merch today. Help us promote the show by wearing your Wisdom of the Sages merch. Take a picture and share it on social media. Tag us on Facebook and Instagram, and we'll share your post too.
Wait, it's already Monday though. You're telling them to go back into their bedrooms, switch their clothing, and take a picture of it.
7 a.m. on Monday.
You don't think they're dressed yet?
How about the West Coast people? They might not be dressed.
West Coasters. Actually, the East Coasters, you can just change. You can change. I change all the time. I'm like I'm on a fashion show at home. I just feel like I'm always going through wardrobe changes, right, Mara?
Yeah, you wear like 5 outfits a day.
But he keeps going
Well,
back to
you know,
those Adidas pants, those white Adidas pants.
I
I guess it's
comfortable. Adidas pants are sweatpants are very similar to Doty's. They just keep expanding. You know, you never feel, you know, cramped in there.
Gotcha.
Okay. What do you say we get into? Is there a nugget today? We're just diving into the Srimad
Oh, we're
Bhagavatam,
just diving right in. I knew you'd have some Nepali things to
Nepali
share.
adventures. Any other adventures I'm missing out on, people? Oh, we.
You
Oh,
know, I had an adventure. I don't think I told you about my adventure, Raghunath.
tell me.
The other night, it was actually on the Govardhan Puja day.
I was there.
Maybe I did. I don't. Not Govardhan Puja. On Gopastami. I'm sorry, Gopastami.
Go past me. Okay, tell me.
I don't know if I told you, but that night. Oh yeah, right after I finished doing the show, I went out to Surabhi Kund, which is
Shrubby yeah.
this, you know, it's a lake. It's kind of like a man-made lake with the steps going down on all.
Yeah, like an inverted pyramid under like swimming pool, so to speak, filled with water. And what happened? Oh no. Kaustubha's frozen. I'm not. And now he's disappeared. That's the Vrindavan internet connection. Nepal in the mountains is somehow better. I know what he's going to say. Here's what he's going to say. And there was
Back.
millions of little lamps. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you're talking about it?
I was talking about it. There's millions of little lamps lit up.
It's
They have these
incredible.
little clay lamps with like oil lamps with little wicks sticking out.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
Well, I didn't put them there, but when I arrived late because I had to do the show. But it's stunning at nighttime when it's all lit up like that. And then when I arrived, Satyananda Maharaj was leading kirtan, and they had these like mattresses, like really good mattresses, just spread everywhere. So it's like no one had to sit on the stone ground. Everyone had like mattresses to sit on.
Really?
And
You know, they did that for us on when was that? Govardhan Puja? And Stacy, who's here with us now, she was like,
yeah,
it was the most magical experience. Remember, we were all offering those lamps to Govardhan Hill.
it was
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, on top of the roof. Yeah, it was like that we did it on the cow barn that day.
Cowboy.
Remember? Remember when we were on top of that Goshala, the cow barn?
Oh yeah.
And touching on this one, we all offered lamps.
Yeah.
Stacy, who's with us in Nepal today, she was like, that was such a magical moment. There's something
Oh.
about fire and being outside and
Raghunath, easy on the fire, Raghunath. Okay, easy on the fire. Something about fire.
we had a bonfire kirtan here on the first day, right? That was special, right? Who liked that bonfire kirtan?
Well, you know what? There's
Cody's
something-
favorite. Cody's favorite.
There's
After the kirtan, Cody's like, I live for this type of thing.
There's something about kirtan at nighttime, outdoors. You can just chant your heart out to the sky, to the Lord. You know, you can just
To the
let
mountains,
go.
sir.
To the
To
mountain.
the mountains. We were singing to the mountains today.
Me too. Hope not.
All right. Well,
Different.
let's get into the Srimad Bhagavatam.
Let's do it. It's more battle today, Raghunath.
More battle. Okay. All right. We're in text 38, but let's start with our invocation mantras. If you know them, we're all at the table. We're actually in like a cafe right now on the mountain with a bunch of other people from other countries sitting here. And we're sort of at one table being awkward. So we're going to get even more awkward by chanting Sanskrit mantras. Ready? Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tatojayam mudirayat. Before we started the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is our very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances to the Supreme Lord, Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and to Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nasta prayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavat sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtiki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam, and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart will become eradicated, and loving service to the Supreme Lord, who is praised with transcendental songs, will be established as an irrevocable fact. Om Agyana Timarandasya Yananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmadatam Nena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my teachers are opening my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my obeisances at their lotus feet. Reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, chapter 8, Canto 8, text 10, chapter 10, text 38.
38. Okay.
What's
So
the name of
there's
this chapter
battle
again,
going on.
Kastub?
The battle
What's it?
between the demigods and the demons, and the great
Demigods and the
demon,
demons.
the great demon Bali has disappeared, and he's entering into a very intense, kind of somewhat equally sided battle with Indra and Indra's
Mhm.
forces. But Indra's getting the better of everyone today, it seems like. But
Yeah.
Bali, we got to see him. He's fearsome, and he's going to come back up later in the canto. Very important.
Okay. So here's text 38. Because of the impact on the ground of the
Oh,
legs of the
this they can blow your. It's getting gory here right now. Just
is going to
prepare
get
yourself.
gory. Okay. So if you're not into gore, you might want to just go get a cup
Turn
of
down.
tea or something, because
There are
sometimes
children
life
in
is
the room.
gory. Sometimes life is gory, and we're just telling it how it is written. Because of the impact on the ground of the legs of the demons and the demigods and the wheels of the chariots, particles of dust flew violently into the sky and made dust clouds that covered all directions of outer space as far as the sun.
Now that
But
sounds
when the
bad, but it's actually there's a solution to this of the dust cloud. Go ahead.
what?
You're going to find out right now.
But when the particles of dust were followed by drops of blood being sprinkled all over the space, the dust cloud could no longer float in the sky. That's the solution.
Yeah.
This is a little
It's
gory for 7
getting very
a.m. in the
gory.
morning.
Yeah.
I
It's going
thought
to
this was a
continue.
feel-good podcast.
It gets there.
It gets better. Okay. In the course of the battle, the warfield became strewn with severed heads. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Their eyes still staring at, and their teeth still pressed against their lips in anger. Hare Krishna. Helmets and earrings were scattered from these severed heads. Similarly, if there's children listening, it's not real. It's just happy Halloween. Similarly, many arms decorated with ornaments and clutching various weapons were strewn here and there, as were many legs and thighs, which resembled the trunks of elephants. Good morning. Okay. Many headless trunks were generated on the battlefield with weapons in their arms. Those ghostly trunks, which could see with the eyes in the fallen heads, attacked the enemy soldiers. Maharaj Bali then attacked Indra with 10 arrows and then attacked Airavata, Indra's carrier elephant, with 3 arrows. With 4 arrows, he attacked the 4 horsemen guarding Airavata's legs. And with 1 arrow, he attacked the driver of the elephant. Huh. I thought Indra drove his own elephant. He's got a driver.
Oh, he's got more. He's got like people guarding every leg of that beast, that beautiful beast.
It's pretty amazing that, things shift in culture, don't they? It's at one time like everybody's driving a horse cart, and then slowly like the rich guy had a car, right? Then like a few other people had cars. The next thing you know, if you're driving a horse, you're like a loser, and everybody else has a car. Then they started paving everything, and all of a sudden you forget about the horses. Isn't that weird? It's just like and you just forget about it. Same thing here. People used to fight with elephants. Imagine that.
Not so much anymore. It would be very
Not so
hard to
much.
stand and face in battle.
Yeah, well, they weren't ordinary elephants, even wild elephants or zoo elephants. They were like trained battle elephants from birth.
You know in India where they have those when they have big huge doors to like forts and stuff, and they have those
Yeah.
spikes in the doors.
Yeah,
That's so that the elephant can't knock the doors open.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I knew you'd like
So
that.
everybody picture those gigantic like doors
Big
that
wooden
come
doors,
up.
huge
What's the
archways.
shape? Like big arch doors, and the doors have huge spikes. Isn't that fascinating? Their spikes were there so the elephants couldn't ram them. Never
Yeah.
thought of that. I always
There you
wonder,
go.
like, I thought
Little
it was
something
just
for you.
sort
You
of,
keep that, Raghu. You keep that.
how can I keep that? I'm going to use it. Thank you. I love
problem.
nuggets. Before Bali Maharaj's arrows could reach him, Indra, the king of heaven, who was expert in dealing with arrows, smiled and counteracted the arrows with arrows of another type, known as Bala, which were extremely sharp arrows, as opposed to the dull suction cup arrows. The thrown by the he got me right in the third eye with that suction cup arrow. Yeah, before gunpowder, it was all about a good arrow. Thereafter, one by one, Bali Maharaj used
no. When Bali Maharaj?
when
What is
Bali Maharaj
this?
saw the expert military activities of Indra, he could not restrain his anger. Thus, he took another weapon known as Shakti,
Ooh,
which blazed like a great firebrand. But Indra cut that weapon to pieces while it was still in Bali's hand.
great skill
Wow.
they're demonstrating.
Yeah. Thereafter, one by one, Bali Maharaj used a lance, a prasha, tumara, risti. I don't know. These are interesting weapons of the ancient times.
Hmm.
Probably one of them is like a ball and chain. I'm just speculating.
Yeah.
What else could you use as a
A
weapon?
mace,
Clubs.
a mace of some sort, javelin,
And each one had a whole martial art behind it, you know?
Mhm.
Um,
a lance.
lance,
I never really
risti,
understood
and
that
other
kind of
weapons. But
lance.
whatever weapons he took up, Indra immediately cut them to pieces.
Okay.
It's interesting. You got to learn how to fight with those weapons, and you got to learn how to counter it as
Mhm.
well. My dear king, Bali Maharaj then disappeared and resorted to demoniac illusions.
You know what, Raghunath? Remember when we were reading Hridayananda Maharaj's new translation of the
Yes, yes.
Mahabharata? He kind of, I think it's this scene that he talks about when he's talking about this battle going on the on the beach of the Ocean of Milk. I think it's this scene that he's describing.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. The giant mountain generated from great illusion then appeared above the heads of the demigods. From that mountain fell trees blazing in a forest fire. Chips of stone with sharp edges, like picks, also fell and smashed the heads of the demigod soldiers.
This is what I don't
Scorpions,
understand, Raghunath. There's something I don't understand.
what?
Maybe you can help. It's saying that this is illusion. Like he managed to
Yeah, I was
conjure
thinking
some
the same
illusion.
thing. I
Yeah.
thought it
So
was going to be they're dropping illusory things, which are scary enough.
yeah, like is it that they drop illusory things so you just become so confused you become a sitting duck, or is it illusion but it still hurts? And it seems to be
I don't
illusion
know.
and it still hurts.
I don't know. Scorpions, but they're
Because
also
it's saying to
dropping.
smash their
They're,
heads. You know,
it sounds like they're illusions that come to life.
they hurt.
Yeah. Now they're doing the next. This is a horrible thing to do to
It
somebody.
gets worse.
Throw
It keeps
poisonous
getting worse.
animals on them.
Yeah.
Scorpions, large snakes. Oh my God, that would be enough to drive Mara crazy. They dropped a large snake on me. Scorpions, large snakes, and many other poisonous animals, as well as lions, tigers, boars, and great elephants, all began falling upon the demigods, crushing everything. We just lose Kostuba again. I'm going to keep going. But I'm imagining, because I think it's important to imagine giant cats falling from the sky, snakes, scorpions, elephants. Oh, dodging elephants. It's like, it's like when it's hailing out, you're like, oh God, I'm going to dent my car, going to break my windshield. Imagine an elephant dropping. Oh, Kostuba's back.
Yeah, but did you read the next one, text
I didn't.
48?
You know what? I felt like let the people
I'll be
dream
back.
into this a little bit.
That's good. Because
I
Raghunath,
think it's important.
if I was in a battle like this and it was hard enough just fighting these guys, and then comes stones and picks and all these things start falling out of the sky, and then poisonous animals come out of the sky, and say I'm still like, my heart is still in this, what happens next? That's where I just say enough. Okay, I'm going home now.
The next verse? Okay, good. I'm looking forward to this. 48. Oh, my king, many hundreds of male and female carnivorous demons. Male and female carnivorous demons. That carnivorous means a meat eater, or does it mean
They eat flesh.
they eat human
fleshy.
flesh?
I think that's what it's all about here. I don't think I don't
Okay.
think they're
They're
eating
not just going to
hamburgers.
eat the animals that fell from the sky. And now everyone's eating animals. And they were completely naked and carrying tridents in their hands.
Yeah,
Then
I'm
appeared
sorry.
crying,
You guys win.
crying
You
slogans
win.
like "Cut them to pieces, pierce them." Well, that's how the Celts, I heard, invaded Italy when
Naked?
Rome fell. They came naked, just waving weapons.
Wow.
Imagine a bunch of naked Celts.
It
bunch
takes a
of
lot of
Irishmen.
confidence.
I would have been like, take the whole damn
It's yours.
kingdom. Tuscany is yours.
Everything's just
Please
too awkward now.
stay away from me. Don't touch me.
Please don't touch me.
Don't touch me. Just take it.
All right.
The Leaning Tower of Pisa. It's yours. 49. Fierce clouds harassed by strong winds then appeared in the sky, rumbling very gravely with the sound of thunder. They began to shower live coals. A great devastating fire created by Bali Maharaj began burning all soldiers of the demigods. This fire, accompanied by blasting winds, seemed as terrible as the Sambartika fire, which appears at the time of dissolution. So when the universe wraps up, there's a huge fire. So it's comparing it to that. Thereafter, whirlpools of sea waves, agitated by fierce blasts of winds, appeared everywhere before everyone's vision in a furious flood. While this magical atmosphere in the fight was being created by the invisible demons, who were expert in such illusions, the soldiers of the demigods became morose.
It's interesting that it seems like it's dirty fighting or something, because the Devas don't seem to resort to these kind of illusory weapons.
That's why they call them demons, Kostuba.
Yeah, I guess
They
they'll do
fight
whatever.
dirty. Demons fight dirty. That's a takeaway.
Okay, American. We're learning so much today.
Okay, when the demigods could find no way to counteract the activities of the demons, they wholeheartedly meditated upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the creator of the universe, who immediately appeared.
So
The Lord,
I
Supreme
was gonna
Personality
say-
of Godhead, whose eyes resembled the petals of a newly blossomed lotus, sat on the back of Garuda. That's a big eagle, spreading his lotus feet over Garuda's shoulders, dressed in yellow, decorated by the Kostuba gem. Ah, Kostuba. And the goddess of fortune, and wearing an invaluable helmet and earrings. The Supreme Lord, holding various weapons in his 8 hands, became visible to the demigods. Imagine that.
What talk about a sight for sore eyes. Just
First of all,
like-
you're just watching, poisonous scorpions dropping from the sky, elephants, man-eating
Naked
carnivorous flesh demons, naked, and all of a sudden the
Trident.
Supreme Lord appears in the back of Garuda, just like,
Graceful.
oh, thank God.
Yes.
As the dangers of a dream cease when the
Okay, hold
dreamer
on.
awakens.
Let's this verse is, I think, I think the last verse kind of had an important life message in it, that we see the Devas, they always take shelter of Vishnu when in difficult times, and that this world is kind of like that. It's kind of like the dangers or the calamities that we run into are there to make us remember, oh yeah, I need help. I'm not independent. But this next verse, what?
You should have seen me walking across that giant bridge yesterday. I was the first one. Actually, who's ahead of me? Liz and Hari was ahead of us. And I was like, why are these guys going? It's picture the most gigantic bridge, suspension bridge you could ever imagine.
Like one of the
Going
skinny walk
over
ones?
like
the skinny walk swinging type?
the skinny walking, swinging bridges. But it's like suspended over thousands of feet.
Oh.
So it's like the whole way I'm like, okay, if I fell here, I could probably live because, it's going down a ravine. If I fell here, I could probably like land on that roof and then break my fall. If I fell there, I'd jump onto the top of that tree. And then you get to this point where like, I'm dead. If I fall here, I'm dead. And then I just started, I was like, everybody chant, everybody chant. And I was like, well, then my turbo scenarios kicked in. Okay, the bridge snaps. We all do I hold on to the bridge? Do I just accept death? Do I just breathe and just say, Ram, Ram, Ram? Do I smile? I'm turbo scenario. My whole life on this trip has been filled with adventure and turbo scenarios of me leaving my body. Today, I haven't shared this with anybody, but while we were hiking up the trail, we had to pull over because it's a very narrow trail. And we're on these big, beautiful ledges. A herd of donkeys started coming down right at 12 o'clock, coming straight for us. And they're strapped with, what are they strapped with? Tell me, people. Yeah, they're strapped with these propane tanks. And I was like, I'm picturing the
Perfect.
whole thing now. The
Leaky
whole,
propane thing.
I fall off. They knock me off. Above me is falling a propane donkey. A horrible blast ensues. I mean, he's got 2 tanks. He would definitely explode as he hits the bottom. And I was just thinking, what
That
will
might be
happen?
a
Will
good thing.
Krishna will I be like this, where I wake up from the dream of material existence, and that Lord Vishnu just appears on Guru? I was imagining everything that's happening right now, except instead of this, donkeys with propane tanks strapped to them. But it was very similar.
Well, you know, this verse, this verse, I really think there's something we're meant to take away from it, and we can discuss it. But you know, like there's that verse, Om Apavitra Pavitro Va. You know, like if you
Yes.
just remember the lotus-eyed Lord Krishna, then everything becomes purified. Even if you're in an impure situation, it's regardless of what the external material circumstances are. If internally you're remembering Krishna, you're pure.
Mm.
Here, it talks about internally remembering Krishna and how it does a whole nother level of stuff for you. So let's read it.
Sure. Text 55. As the dangers of a dream cease when the dreamer awakens, the illusions created by the jugglery of the demons were vanquished by the transcendental prowess of the Supreme Personality of Godhead as soon as he entered the battlefield. Indeed, simply by remembrance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one becomes free from all dangers. Haribo.
Yeah. So, you know, does that mean that, you know, if a truck is driving straight at you and remember Krishna, it swerves, or, you know, or does it mean, you know, I would like to hear your interpretation of how that applies.
How what applies?
Well, the principle that if you simply remember Krishna, all dangers, you become free of all dangers.
Well, first of all, it's like that Socrates moment where Socrates is sentenced to death and he says, "You can't kill me. You can't even find me." It's like you develop a fearlessness, understanding that you can't die. But there's
Right.
something a little bit more than that stoicism of like, you can't kill me. I'm a spiritual being. It's more like Krishna enters your heart, and the deep love you have in connection with God. It makes your anxiety diminish, and you
Right.
feel just protected, and you feel like you can't kill me. You can kill the body, big deal.
Right.
That's how I take it, and I feel like and it's not just due to some strong yogic process of climbing some yoga ladder. It's also a descending spiritual energy reaching out, grabbing your hand as well.
Mm.
I had experience of this, my friend. It's in my book.
Yeah.
You haven't read it yet. A few people at the
Okay.
table have not, and I know who you are.
As long
But
as they bought a couple issues,
I'm
it's
shaming them
okay.
I'm shaming them into getting it every day of this trip.
All right.
They're like, I don't have
I've
time to
got a
read. I
copy.
said, I put it on Audible. I don't have time to read. I put it on Audible. Well, I don't have to have time to listen to it. We got a 5-hour hike today. Come on. Anyway, but that time where I got attacked. It was a brutal,
Oh,
by
yeah.
material standards, the most tragic thing you could have ever happen. And there's lots of tragic things actually, but it was a tragic thing. And I was getting beat up by a gang of people with baseball bats. And somehow I was remembering Krishna. I was chanting Krishna's name. I was feeling completely protected, at ease. Like I felt like it was I felt like this is the greatest thing that could ever happen to me. And it was like, and it was not because I was so evolved spiritually. It's because there's a hand reaching down as you're calling out.
Remember.
Matter of fact, it's really just the hand. It's not even me, because I felt like, okay, this could be my last moment. I didn't say perhaps there was a little bit of like, okay, because at the point where this gang started coming after, we all started chanting together. We got together in a circle, started chanting prayers to Lord Nrsingadev. And then and so I guess that was me and us reaching out towards God. But then we say, when God, you take one step towards God, he takes 1,000 running steps towards you. So we took that one step. Okay. It's all coming down. The sinkhole's falling out. Here's a hairpin turn. Here's the glue chop of material existence. And all of a sudden, we can take that step towards God. And then all of a sudden, the bad guys come, surround me, start beating my butt. And then the descending Krishna descends.
The hand.
And it was the most faithful. It gave me more
Oh.
faith in everything that we do than any experience I've ever had. More than any kirtan, more than any pilgrimage, more than any swami, that I've met. That beat down was the most spiritual experience of my life. So it's true.
Nice.
It's all true.
Would you like it? Would you like us to do it again?
Oh, so you were in on it. Would you like us to do it again? Imagine if you were behind it all for your spiritual
there.
benefit, Raghunath.
Little
Get 'em,
naive
boys.
one.
You know what? I wouldn't wish it upon anyone or myself, but I'm glad it happened in retrospect back then.
Well, Raghunath, so here it's saying Hari Smriti, so remembrance of the Lord that takes everything away, Sarva Vipad Vimokshanam, it's going to immediately vanquish all dangers. And, the beginning of the Bhagavatam, when the second canto begins, which is when Sukadeva Goswami begins to speak, he says, the goal of life is Ante Narayana Smriti, that at the end, you remember Lord Narayan, like that you live in such a way that at the end. I was going a little bit through the kind of stuff that you talk about all the time. I was lying on the bed today, where I'm feeling a little under the weather, and thinking, you know what, the end may come soon. It's like, 15 years or something, not so much. I'm gonna be lying. Maybe I'll be lying.
You're
on
old. I mean, you're no spring chicken, man.
like this.
How much
Yeah,
time
no.
do you have? You know what I mean?
Not much. Yeah. I mean, I would say like 15 is kind of like an average, and then who knows, maybe an extra 15 is like that, but that would be unusual.
15 years?
No, 15, 90, then, wow, okay, but that doesn't happen too often with most people. Okay. Raghunath got distracted, okay.
So
Took a
you might cut out there for a second. Okay.
Chatboard.
Here's
All
text. We got to wrap up this chapter.
All right.
Text 56. O king, when the demon named Kalanimi, who was carried by a lion, saw that the Supreme Personality of Godhead was carried by Garuda, was on the battlefield, the demon immediately took his trident, whirled it, and discharged it at Garuda's head.
You don't do that.
Not only do you do that, it's always sad when, you're hearing these battles from the Mahabharata, and then he shot his horses. I was like, oh, come on. Let the horses live at least. Go after the guy you're fighting. My animal rights activism comes out. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Hari, the master of the three worlds, immediately caught the trident, and with that very same weapon, he killed Kalanimi along with his carrier, the lion.
Right.
There
this
you
was
go. The
Mahabharata
lion got
scene.
killed.
But
Yeah.
this is what, right? Vishnu caught it, threw it back. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, by the way, this cafe we're in is getting louder and louder and louder, and you're getting softer and softer and softer. So that's my bad. That's why my big head is getting closer and closer to the screen here.
I
Can
think
you
I'm speaking
hear
the
me?
same, but I'll try to
Okay.
speak a little louder for you.
Try to speak a little louder just because I can't hear you.
All right.
Text 57, this is the last verse. Thereafter, two very powerful demons named Mali and Sumali. Oh, adorable. But the mother must have been like, I'm going to
Beautiful
call you
demons.
guys Mali and Sumali. When you grow up, you're going to be great demons, but for now, you're my cute little Mali and Sumali. Mali and Sumali were killed by the Supreme Lord, who severed their heads with his disc. Ooh. Then Malyavan, another demon, attacked the Lord with a sharp club. With a sharp club.
If someone named Molly just got killed and then Sue Molly just got killed, if my name was Malyavan, I might just
say, you know what? Killing all the and everyone that
a
rhymes with
trifecta
Ollie.
here.
So with his sharp club, the demon, roaring like a lion, attacked Garuda, the lord of the birds, who are born from eggs. Wait, what? He's the lord of the birds who are born from eggs? What does that mean?
Well,
Every bird's born from eggs, right? But the personality of Godhead, the original person, used his disc to cut off the head of that enemy also. That's it. Yep. And it's good news. It sounds horrible to get a head cut off. Usually it is. But if
it
the
could
Supreme
be the best
Personality
thing
of
that
Godhead
happens to you
cuts off
today.
that head, huh?
It could be the best thing that happens to you today.
Well, if the personality of Godhead cuts off your head, it's the best thing that's happened to you in your whole life because you're immediately liberated.
There you
Other than that, it's generally not a good thing.
go. All right, Rogo. What do we do? Do we start the next chapter? Or do we just call it a day?
I think we might call it a day. We'll call it a short
I
day
think so.
today. I got a bunch of
Yeah.
hungry hikers here. Anybody want to share anything today? You
Well,
good? Saraswati's here. Let's say hi to Saraswati. Bring her right in.
Hi. Hi, everybody.
Saraswati, how's Nepal doing?
It's the best. You guys need to come next year. If I can do it, you can do it.
It's hard, but it's not too hard. We're not like trekking. We're not like scaling ice walls with crampons and picks. That's what some people thought. And we're barely not even carrying anything. We have these Sherpas. We have these Sherpers, porters. Aren't they Sherpas? Are they porters? Porter sounds like he's carrying your luggage to your room. These are Sherpas. These guys are climbing up. They're strapping everything, like 5 people's luggages to their forehead, and they're passing us. And we're like the high-tech trekking boots. These guys are walking around like knockoff Nikes, and they're doing great. And you'd think they'd be bigger and you'd think they'd be ripped, but they're not. They're simple, strong, healthy guys. Not all that young either. Some are like older guys. Sitaram's old. Sitaram did yoga with you? Oh man. We got our Sherpas. They're the best. We're gonna post pictures. Follow us on Instagram. Let's do it.
okay.
Oh,
I am.
we're trying to put him in the.
I mean,
We're trying to get him on the chat board. All right. Anyway, hit the music, Miss Mara. Thanks everybody for joining us. When's our next show?
Tomorrow, same time, 7 a.m.
We're gonna be wiped. Tomorrow's our big hike day. We're going up.
It
We're
was
going
good
down. We're going
tired.
up. We're going down. It's just like that. But when the locals see me in my topi, they're like, "Ah, he's one of us." And I say, "Yes, I am one of you. Thank you for embracing me and my people."
and they start talking about cultural appropriation.
It's not, Prabhu. It's cultural appreciation.
Assimilation.
They're wearing baseball hats. You want me to get on their back? Anyway, thanks for joining us. If you joined late and I didn't say hello, I'm going to find you and say hello right now. I said hello to everybody here. DC Dubs, good morning. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. Beautiful day for a beautiful day. Sorry about all the gore at 7 a.m. It's all leading to a good place. Let the magic continue to flow in a big, hairy bowl. Wait.